For President Trump, 2017 has been the year of the tweet. Well, 2016 was as well, but especially this year. This after he promised to tone down the tweeting during the 2016 campaign. Listen.
You know, I tweeted today, @RealDonaldTrump, I tweet. And that's, you know, it solves it. Don't worry, I'll give it up after I'm president. We won't tweet anymore, I don't think. Not presidential.
Turns out he hasn't slowed down a bit. In fact, President Trump spent an estimated 40 hours tweeting from the Oval Office in the White House in 2017, taking his message straight to the American people. Here to break it all down is Fox News headline 24/7 reporter Carly Shimkus. Carly, good morning. As president, he has not slowed down with Twitter.
No, not at all. And, you know, he's the first president to actively use Twitter during his time in office. So last year there were a lot of questions. Was he going to use the @POTUS account or the @RealDonaldTrump account? Would he tweet less? Turns out he did not tweet less whatsoever. He tweeted about 2,400 times using his @RealDonaldTrump account.
And you scoured his account and found the tweets that have been retweeted the most.
And, you know, some of the most retweeted tweets were really controversial, more than policy-driven or, say, inspiring.
Sure.
His #1 most retweeted tweet was the video that showed him body slamming the CNN logo. Some people thought that was not very presidential. Others thought it was very funny. Regardless of what you thought about it, it certainly was a talker, which is why it was retweeted about 360,000 times.
Wow. I was hosting Fox and Friends the morning that came out, and I'll tell you, we didn't quite know what to do with it either. But a powerful sort of imagery of how he feels about the fake news media, for sure.
That's right. And the second most retweeted tweet, also kind of controversial. Also, some people thought it was funny. It was an attack on Kim Jong-un. He said, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh, well, I tried so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen." So that was retweeted a whole bunch of times, kind of a classic Trump-style tweet where he attacked one of his adversaries.
Yeah, he knows how to weaponize with humor a little bit, and characterizing folks.
Yes, that's right. Speaking of humor, third most retweeted tweet this year, the classic, the infamous Kafifi tweet. Despite the constant negative press, Kafifi, I believe that was a typo, maybe meant to say coverage. We still don't have the answer on that one.
It stayed up for a while, and then was it deleted?
It was. I think he deleted it.
It was deleted, but it lives on. I think it lives on now as an official word, maybe, in the dictionary.
Oh, yeah. Another thing that he's done is you can really kind of classify his tweets into three different styles. The first being personal attacks on members of the media, political opponents, and people in Hollywood like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He sent out this tweet saying, yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger did a really bad job as governor of California and even worse on The Apprentice, but at least he tried hard.
That's right.
That sort of style of tweet is very popular with the president.
And this is skipping even all the nicknames that he loves to give out effectively on his Twitter feed.
Absolutely. Also effective, his attacks on what he calls the fake news media. He used that phrase about 160 times this year on Twitter. It was his most used phrase on Twitter. He said the fake news refuses to talk about how big and how strong our base is. They show fake polls, just like they report fake news. Despite only negative reporting, we are doing well. So he wants to get that Make America Great Again message across, that he's doing well, and the media is covering him unfairly.
I'm surprised it's only 160 times.
His third classification of Twitter use is tweeting about policy. Of course, the most important tweets that we get from him. He talked about the travel ban. That's right, we need a travel ban for certain dangerous countries, not some politically correct term that won't help us protect our people. He's speaking directly to his base in that tweet, not only talking about immigration issues, but also using the term politically correct, something that many Trump supporters hate very much.
Of course.
Now, this next year will be the first full year that Twitter went from 140 to 280 characters. So we have a whole lot more to talk about, I'm sure, come 2018.
It's going to take that much more work for you to dissect 2018.
Boy. It'll be fun.
Thanks for helping us out.
Double the work. I don't mind.
Great stuff.
Thanks a lot.